Hey everybody, it's Split Can Gamer. Time to review another MLP episode. It's been a while, and I have about a week before I start sophomore year. Well, anyway, I'll burden Hoof. So this episode begins with Fluttershy tending to one of her animals.
There you go, Mr. Mousy. Now you stay off that leg and do everything I told you, and it'll be just like new in no time at all. Aw, you're welcome. Happy to be able to help.
Question: how does one mouse manage to break a leg? I don't have a photo, I'm just asking. So then, an Angel McPointless Prickface decides to show his face and tell Fluttershy that she's late for something.
I see a sugar cube. Very important date.
And what exactly is Fluttershy late for?
Big brunch for Princess Celestia at Sugar Cube Corner.
You know, I can understand why they want to make Angel look like the smart one here, but it comes off as being a jerk.
Oh, the princess is here on Ponyville for a party, and we all promised we'd be there, but I'm not there.
So after some obnoxious comedy routine, Angel kicks Fluttershy out of her own house. See what I mean by Angel prick face? Okay, we cut the Sugar Cube corner where security is kind of tight.
So, what do I have to do to get to be one of the princess's royal guards, anyway?
And Rainbow Dash decides to do...
Okay, good. Hello? Anybody home?
Man, they really got some serious faces. And speaking of faces, Rainbow Dash decides to entertain them. Okay, we actually get probably one of the only few times for Rainbow Dash. Yeah, actually that was pretty funny.
Ooh, you're good. Too good. I'm bored.
Yeah. I think I'll probably have to take that quote from my bitch layer folder. Trust me, it'll come in handy. So Fluttershy comes in, and now they decide to take notice.
No one. Never mind. I'll go home.
But then Twilight manages to see her, and she manages to bring her in.
Thanks, Twilight. I'm so glad you could make it, Fluttershy. It wouldn't be the same without you.
How's every pony doing? Good? Good.
So yeah, so it turns out the princess is here.
We can get for you, dearie. I've been moving esteemed guests.
Everything is fine, Mr. and Mrs. Cake.
Sorry I'm late.
But Twilight is a little bit freaked out a little bit.
You and your tender loving care of little animals. I just know Princess Celestia is gonna love that about you. I mean, I hope she will. I mean, of course she will.
So I think it's really probably established now that we're like, what, 22 episodes into the first season, is that when Twilight has something to do with Princess Celestia, she'll start to crack under pressure.
Not Twilight.
And then she'll start to freak out.
Social gathering.
And then we get some prime examples from some of her friends.
Besides, it's just a casual get-together, right? Don't touch me! Watch the dress! Careful! You're gonna spill that on me! Oh, that looks delicious. What is it? Oh, there's a stain! Keep it away from me! Or perhaps not.
I guess I can understand why a lot of people really don't want Rarity to be best pony.
That's casual.
And then we see Applejack just...
Friends' manners aren't perfect. I doubt the princess will even know.
And then, of course, Pinkie Pie decides to be... well, Pinkie Pie.
Chocolate sounding goodness.
I'm surprised that Pinkie isn't totally off the walls if she gets like a massive amount of sugar rush. Yep, I figured this would happen. And a vocal error.
1,000 pardons, Your Majesty.
So then Celestia decides to play a little game.
Highness.
So
Thank you again.
So as the kids continue to Celestia decides
but of course,
to play a little game with them.
Gotcha. Oh, and what about you, dear?
And of course,
Me?
so Fluttershy finally introduces herself to the princess, which begs the question, did the others introduce themselves to Celestia yet?
From Twilight Sparkle's letters that you enjoy tending to the needs of woodland creatures.
Yes, I love to take care of animals.
As do I. As princess, I care deeply about all creatures, great and small.
And then we get something right in the cage.
The well-being of all my subjects.
Celestia, I know you're princess, but you do realize that Fluttershy isn't paying attention to you when we clear the gigantic amount of coughing from the cage right next to you.
Oh, Philomena, my pet. You're awake.
So apparently this is Princess Celestia's pet bird named Philomena.
Do say hello to our gracious hosts.
If you say so.
Oh, my.
She is quite a sight, isn't she?
I've never seen anything like it.
It's the type of bird that makes me want to vomit. But then the party's cut short, or because of, well, for plot convenience.
Yeah. Now I can eat something. I'm starved.
Well, you could have just ate sooner, Applejack. I guess the sugar rush did go to her head.
Stay right where you are. All I want is a clear path to the exit. Nobody move, and my dress won't get hurt. Stay back! Back, I say!
Where the hell did she get all those foods? Okay, no offense, AJ. You may not be my favorite pony, but you are not Pinkie Pie. There is no way you can do that.
Well, Spike, I don't know for sure how things went with the princess, but at least no big disasters happened.
Oh, the anvil of irony. So, as you can probably imagine, Fluttershy takes Philomena back to her home to try to get her better.
The hell?
Really? Really, Fluttershy? You really want to try to help out this thing? Okay.
Oh my, I better get you to bed right away. There.
So then she tries to make her sleep, but she's flaming hot, and then decides to put an ice pack to make her freezing. So,
There.
and she turns into blue. Fluttershy, here's an idea. Why don't you put both of them on at the same time? Too late. Isn't there anything weird happening after the thermometer break? I mean, I may not be a biology expert, but I learned last year that the thermometer has mercury in it. Isn't that going to cause, like, chemical problems? So, throughout the next few minutes, Fluttershy tries to come up with different ways to try to make Philomena get better, two of which it all fails. What the...
Oh. That's okay. I know lots of other ways to take care of you. Don't worry, you're gonna get better. How about aromatherapy? Warm bath?
Oh man, God, this is boring! And how does that work?
Wait.
Isn't ointment supposed to scare an ointment supposed to cure the skin? Do you need me, episode? Because it looks like you're starting to crack under the pressure. So then Fluttershy tries to put all the feathers back together. And thankfully, this is the only time in the episode where Angel is not an asshole.
Oh, Philomena, I thought it would be easy to nurse you back to health, but I've tried everything I know. And look at you. You're worse than ever.
What do you expect? You tried aromatherapy, you tried ointment, you tried giving her a warm bath, you tried giving her medicine, tried giving her soup, which I didn't show. What do you expect was going to happen? Oh, and speaking of things happening,
Hi, Fluttershy.
and Twilight decides to drop by, and then she finds out what's going on.
What is Celestia's pet doing here? I couldn't leave the poor thing there. She needed my help. Oh, no. This is bad. How could I just walk away and not do anything? She doesn't belong to you.
Yet you forgot, Twilight, she is the element of kindness. Idiot.
I had to do something. Without telling any pony? Without asking permission? But I know you had good intentions, but you have got to return the princess's pet. But
Why? Okay, why are Twilight and Fluttershy still talking while the bird is having an epileptic seizure?
you're right. Okay, let's go. If we hurry, we can put her back before any pony even realizes she's missing.
And just when Twilight says that, guess who the hell shows up at Fluttershy's house?
We were told we could find Twilight Sparkle here. We regret to inform you, miss.
Ooh, Stalkerlicious. So, yeah, that raises the question, how the hell did the guards know Twilight would be at Fluttershy's house? Either the ponies have tracking devices, or that is very Stalkerlicious.
The royal pet has gone missing.
Really? You don't say!
And one inspired comedy routine later. God, this is boring! So just when Fluttershy is about to take action and return Philomena back to Celestia, Twilight begins to overreact again and tells her what might happen.
You have no idea what the princess is going to do if she finds you're the one who took her pet, do you? Do you? Well, no. But it can't be anything good. She might banish you from Equestria or throw you in a dungeon.
Or we could just repeat the same set designs that we already used in some of the previous episodes.
Or banish you and then throw you in a dungeon in the place that she banishes you to.
How the fuck is that possible?
You really think the princess would do that? Okay, granted that probably won't happen, but do you want to take any chances?
Well, if it means he's fixing this plot, how convenient up and having this episode over 2 minutes, yes?
All that really matters to me is that poor little Philomena here gets well. That's very noble of you. I'll write to you when you're banished. Unless I'm banished too somewhere there's no post office, then you'll have to write to me. Deal? Please, Twilight, you just have to help me get Philomena healthy, and then we can return her to the princess.
How much you want to bet that's going to blow up in their face?
And everything will be fine. Did you give her any kind of medicine? I tried to, but she wouldn't take it. Then you have to make her take it. You can't be such a pushover, Fluttershy. You need to show this patient who's the boss. Make her straighten up and fly right. She can't fly. No excuses.
Okay, I'll admit, that is pretty badass. So Twilight tries to help Fluttershy make Philomena get better.
Okay, what else?
By basically just using force.
Pulling her feathers off. The ones that haven't fallen out yet from all her coughing, I mean. There you go. I don't think she likes it. Tough love, baby.
So yeah, Fluttershy, his kindness has now been pushed aside by Twilight, who basically decides to use force.
You want her to get well, don't you? Of course, but well, she desperately needs some bed rest, but I can't get her to stay put.
One step ahead of you.
It's for your own good, Philomena, I promise. Please, just relax and try to get some sleep. What?
And then Philomena runs for the hill. And then we get a montage that is actually looking somewhat familiar to the intro of the Billy Hill Show. I'm gonna go check what's on the agenda. Why can damn it, montage over. Sorry. Anyways,
What are you doing?
so Rainbow Dash shows up and thinks it's a race. And after a while, they eventually find Philomena on the top of the mountain, who is about to fall over and die. And then the bird combusts. Well, that's dark. You know, I've actually been kind of thinking about that a little bit. Like, I kept imagining in Season 4, I guess, now don't take this the wrong way, but I kind of get the feeling that they may have to do an episode dealing with death. And I would think that Granny Smith would be suffering some major condition, and she would eventually get killed off by the disease. And then Applejack and Apple Bloom and Big Mac would learn a message about having to accept death. I mean, I know it's a kid's show, but don't you think they might want to handle that at some point? But when Celestia shows up...
Celestia, dungeon in the place that you banished me to? From that...
You know, it turns out that Philomena
Every pony.
is still alive, and it turns out that Philomena is not a plain old bird, but rather a phoenix.
I don't understand. What is that thing? What happened to Philomena?
This is Philomena. She's quite a sight, as I said, but nothing unusual for a phoenix. Isn't that right, Philomena?
Mm-hmm. Celestia's Order of the Phoenix. Yeah, that joke is really lame.
A phoenix?
A phoenix is a majestic and magical bird. While it appears healthy and happy most of the time, every so often it must renew itself by shedding all of its feathers and bursting into flame. Rather melodramatic, if you ask me. It then rises from the ashes, fresh as a daisy. All just a normal part of the life cycle of a phoenix.
So yeah, so then we find out that Philomena was actually just screwing with Fluttershy's
I'm
head.
afraid mischievous little Philomena here took the occasion to have a little fun with you, Fluttershy. Say you're sorry, young lady.
So yeah, it turns out that Philomena was just screwing with Fluttershy's head. And was just playing pranks on her to make it look like she was making things worse. What a fucking load.
So, aren't you gonna banish me? Or throw me in a dungeon? Or banish me, then throw me in a dungeon in the place that you banished me to?
Yeah, because I really hope that concept doesn't get old really quick.
Of course not, my little pony. Where on
She said it.
earth would you get such an idea?
Oh gee, how about her bright student?
I guess I have some imagination. Fluttershy really did do everything she could to try to take care of Philomena for you.
And I do appreciate that your heart was in the right place, child. But all you had to do was ask me, and I could have told you Philomena was a phoenix and saved you all this trouble.
I know. I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions. Next time I'll ask before taking matters into my own hands. Should I write you a letter about that lesson, Princess?
No, that's quite all right. I think I can remember.
And you would possibly remember the same thing that Rarity said in Sonic Rainboom. You know what? Episode's almost over. Let's wrap this up. So yeah, this whole problem could have been solved in around like 2 minutes or so, but instead the episode...
Thank you, Philomena. No hard feelings.
But before the episode ends right then and there, Rainbow Dash decides to ask Philomena to fuck around with the guards. Okay, episode's over. Okay, so which episode is that? Okay, so that was My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, Season 1, Episode 22, A Bird in the Hoof. What a cup of dick. Okay, so there wasn't really anything wrong with this episode. But as I said, what a cup of dick. I mean, God, was that boring. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad episode, to say the least. There's good character development for Fluttershy and Twilight, I'll say that much. And also, I really do enjoy the moral. But the problem is, the moral is really boring. The jokes are boring. The dialogue is boring. This entire episode, to me, was just boring, okay? It was just too much comedy, it was just too much comedy going on all at the same time. Like, there were too many things going on. It was boring. It was long. Really long. Even for an episode which I know was like more than 20 minutes or so. But I felt like it was for... I mean, I understand it's like a over 20 minute episode. But it felt like 50. We're really not getting on the roll with this. So the final verdict for A Bird in the Hoof is probably the most average episode. It's right up there with Green Isn't Your Color. It's a C. I'll probably have to sleep this episode. But until then, I'll see you in the Cutie Mark Chronicles. Hopefully we can get a good episode out of this. But until that fateful day, I'll see you in the next episode.